Simulator games are literally a rabbit hole I did not know that I would fall into. I played a lot of simulator games last year, from TCG Shop Simulator to Kebab Chefs to Fast Food Simulator. These games feel like a time where I can completely empty my brain and just play. So today we're gonna dive into why are simulation games so addicting. Now let's talk a little bit about simulators. There are every simulator known to man, from driving to owning a toy shop to a water park or even running a supermarket. This is my personal opinion, but I do feel like Queso brought somewhat of a resurgence to a lot of these simulator games. At least he definitely did for me.
Bro's the milk mortician. Bro's the milk manipulator.
So we're going to dive into different points as to why it might be addicting, and if you didn't know, from time, simulator games have been quite an addiction, and some of them you don't even realize are simulator games, or of that genre in a way. I can spend hours playing a simulation and time would zip so quick. I don't know if it's the exact feeling of teleporting somewhere or in a way feeling productive for me. This is specifically how I feel, not the same how you would feel, but I would love to know what you guys think and how you feel whenever you're playing these simulation games. But the whole time my brain is off. Selling clothes really got a good pull on my hair, let's just say that. So first, we're going to start off with what is a simulation game. At their core, these titles provide very real-life activities, but in a digital form through games, offering players the freedom to create and manage a world without any consequences, just like The Sims 4, where you can control their daily lives, their careers, their relationships, if they're gonna have the baby, if they're not gonna have the baby, if they're gonna kill somebody, if you're gonna put them in a box. Very real life things you do IRL. Or restaurants where you can make food, promote, and make the best kebab dishes in the whole universe. According to the industry, and this is from an article that I pulled that I will of course link below, simulation games market have exploded in a lot of the recent years, which is why I think Queso has a big connection to that. But maybe a lot of other content creators when it comes to gaming, with millions of players worldwide drawn to their endless replayability and the relaxing hoops. So my theory of Queso being a cause and effect may be true. The biggest appeal to these games and why you find yourself selling cards to these smelly customers is really addictive. I literally decided to also go to the web and search why are simulator games so addicting, and these are some of the articles that I got. So let me share what I found. Based on this article written back in October 5th of this year, published by New Tibia? Simulation games tap into deep-seated psychological needs. Now we all sit down and look at each other who are very addicted to simulator games, and we just stare. One major draw of that psychological need is escapism, which means escaping from the world, in which could involve a lot of stress, and stress is another reason why a lot of people play simulation games. Whew, we're getting deep here. Very deep. You can basically find a change in life with how free you can be in simulation video games. A perfect example is Animal Crossing, but New Horizons specifically. New Horizons was basically released peak COVID, as we all know. The biggest charm to the game is not that it's another Animal Crossing game, but the open world, starting fresh, making a home, and escape, as mentioned in this article. Somewhere that is not our current world. Avoiding life, especially when part of the world was just all about COVID-19. Not only did people lose jobs, a lot of people for a long time had to stay at home and social distance. Animal Crossing New Horizons sold so many copies that Nintendo saw a big surge in purchases during COVID. Not just for Animal Crossing, but Switches in general. If we really think about it, you could have visitors visit your island, so you could have your friends visit you, and honestly, I did that quite a lot, especially during COVID. Afterwards, as I played Animal Crossing New Horizons, I didn't have many people visit my island, but when it came to COVID, it was just easier in a really weird way. Another thing I forgot to mention is that during this time of Animal Crossing, it really brought together the community that doesn't game at all with the community that games a lot. It was really cool. I love seeing the community of gaming and non-gamers come together during such a tough time. Now, that's not the only successful simulation game. In general, the success rate has gone off through the roof for how popular it has become throughout the time. And I don't want to say that Animal Crossing is what surged it or Queso is what surged it, but if I'm gonna be honest, simulation games have been around for so long. Now, from what I've seen, simulation games have been around since time. One of the most popular games being Microsoft Flight Simulator, which was released in November of 1982. Then Roller Coaster Tycoon, which was released March 31st, 1999. Sims released in 2000s. Cities Skylines released in 2015, and now so many simulation games from 2024 to 2025, like basically every year. And it doesn't have to be specifically you driving consistently or you doing something. As I mentioned, Sims is a type of simulation games, even Stardew. So always having that type of simulation of what you could do in another person's life that is not your own has become very addicting to this day in 2025 and maybe onwards. It's just been skyrocketing is what I'll say. Now, a big part of why people are addicted to simulation is looping, which means the game you're playing you can loop over and over again. So it releases a lot of dopamine, which makes you feel good, making you feel motivated and empowered, which is why you're playing that game you're about to reach 10 hours in soon. A big, massive maneuver of getting you hooked is playing it over and over again. Some games you set down the simulations have such a high replayability, it's actually insane. And the modding community, some of those games speak volumes, such as Sims and Stardew, which makes it even more replayable, but with mods added onto it, making the game, yeah, maybe a little different, but also you're still looping it, you're still playing it. Now, because addiction is so hardcore, have you gone out? Have you eaten dinner? Have you gone to work? It can be quite dangerous, but I want to make sure no one's fucking around in the water park, right, Queso?
Sophie! Oh my... Sophie, oh my god.
Or even dropping the food as well as Squeaks does.
Sorry.
I gotta make sure, okay? It's just addicting. What can I do? Do you think that's healthy? Obviously not. I know half of the gaming population or more is actively playing at least one simulator game on the side. Even if you don't think it's a simulator game, it may be a part of a little tiny genre of a simulator game. I know you're definitely looping one game exactly, especially when you need a break from a lot of other games. I mean, I'm currently playing Power Wash Simulator 2. I aspire to clean Shrek's humble abode though. Maybe soon. Anyway, I hope these articles made any sense to why we find ourselves knees deep into these simulator games or even driving across America in a truck. Since we have more of an idea as to why we play so many simulation games, from psychological needs to life events to creators online, here are some of my fave and most played simulation games as of right now, which is November 11th, 2025. So coming in first place is Stardew Valley. I have 310.6 hours only on Steam. I own the game on the Switch as well. I don't remember the hours on that, but I do own it on another console. The Sims 4, which is 181 hours, which I also own on Steam and then also on different other platforms. And this is just Sims 4. I've played many different Sims throughout the years. Is it Bussin' Out? No. Yeah, it's Bussin' Out, right? Sims Pets, Sims Castaway, like there's so many different Sims, and that's not even included in this amount of hours that I have in Sims 4. In Zoe, which is a newer game, I have 46.1 hours in. Schedule 1, which does count as a type of simulation game since you're selling and regulating a life and looping it over and over again. Cat Cafe Manager, which is 13.4 hours. Fast Food Simulator, which is 18.5 hours, which I totally recommend you doing because you're basically just running a fast food joint, and it is super hilarious and they're consistently adding some updates to it. I haven't touched it in quite a while, but it's super fun with friends since it is multiplayer, so I recommend checking that out. Kebab Chef, which I played 11.5 hours in. I haven't touched it in a while, but it is really fun with friends as well. It is not the best optimized game. It's kind of broken and not just not really well made, but still fun. TCG Card Shop Simulator, which I have 24.5 hours in. I played a lot of that last year. It was one of the first games I wanted to try, where you're just selling a bunch of cards and there's smelly customers coming in and you can trade and you can open packs. It's just a lot of factors that keep me stuck in that game for quite a while. And if you really think about it, these are just the games that I currently played on Steam or throughout my life. I have had so many browser games that are very simulator-esque, like Papa's Freezeria or Dine Dash. Like, these games on the web have also become very, very prominent to simulation in general, and I didn't realize until I grew up and I'm making this video, but there were a lot of games on the web before any console games that were very simulator-esque, which was perfect for a kid, you know? They liked it, they enjoyed it, I enjoyed it. So does Club Penguin also count in a way, or Our World? Those are also kind of simulator games, but they're also online. I'm not too sure, but I would love to know all y'all's opinions about that. But yeah, these are only a few that I have, that I wrote down, that I have a good amount of hours in. I've played a lot of other simulator games as well, but I have the most in majority of these. There are so many simulation games, many more I am ready to dive into, so please comment below and share the ones that I have not tried and recommend them to me. There are some current games on my mind that I want to play. One of them is Water Park Simulator and Goblin Cleanup, I believe, which has been on the rise lately. Now coming to the end of this video, we have different reasons to playing these simulation games and why they're so addicting. What do you think of them? Thanks for watching. I will see you all in the next video. If you miss me, please subscribe and press the notif for when I post next time, or follow me on Twitch to figure out what I am up to, because I always stream on there. So have a great day, have a great Friday, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!